It started 1 week after I moved into my new apartment. Every night, at exactly 3:03 a.m., there was a knock at the front door. 3 knocks. Slow, deliberate. The first night I thought it was a drunk neighbor. I didn't answer. Second night, same thing. I looked through the peephole, no one there. On night 3, I checked right after the knock. Still nothing. But this time, when I looked down, there was something on the floor. A matchbox. Old, dusty. The kind you'd find in a bar from the 1950s. Inside was a note folded tightly. "Tell her I'm sorry. I never meant to leave. I don't know who her is. I live alone." The next night I waited. Lights off, phone recording. When the knock came, I yanked the door open. No one. But the hallway smelled faintly of smoke. Cigarette smoke. And another matchbox had been left on the mat. This note just said, 5 more nights? That's all? Each night another matchbox? Another message? She still waits by the window. I never made it home. The crash wasn't instant. I heard her calling me. Turns out a man had died near this building in 1963. Car accident. His name was Alan Porter. He was supposed to come home that night, but never did. I started researching. His wife Margaret lived in my exact apartment. She died in 1987. Neighbors said she used to sit by the window every night, waiting for him to come back. Last night, I got the final matchbox. Tonight is the last time I knock, fading slowly. He didn't speak. I just nodded. Please let her know. I'm sorry I never said goodbye. So I lit a candle, sat by the window. And when 3:03 hit, the knock came again. I opened the door, and for the first time, someone was there. Just a faint glowing outline of a man. Behind him, I swear I saw another shape. A woman waiting at the end of the hall. They turned, faced each other, and then they were gone. It's been 3 weeks. No more knocks. No more matchboxes. But every night at 3:03, the air in my hallway still smells like cigarette smoke. I feel like someone's finally home. It started with a wrong turn. I was driving through the countryside after dark. Phone dead, GPS frozen, nothing around but trees and fog. I should have turned back, but then I saw a house. As I stepped onto the porch, the door creaked open. 2 stories. Old but clean, porch lights on. I pulled into the gravel driveway planning to ask for directions. A little girl stood there. "You're late?" she said. I froze. "I think you've got the wrong," but she was already walking inside. The house smelled like cedar wood and rain. There were photos on the wall. Old faded pictures of families I didn't recognize. Until I saw one of me. Me. As a child. Standing beside people I've never seen. Not fear. Something calmer. The little girl peeked around the corner. "Don't be scared. She's waiting for you." I turned to leave, but something stopped me. I should have run. An old woman sat in a rocking chair, smiling softly. Her eyes were gray but sharp, familiar. Instead, I followed her into the living room. "You've grown so much," she said. I didn't know her. But somehow I felt like I did. She told me things about my life. Things no one else could know. "Don't open it yet. We'll know when." No matter how hard I looked, it was like the house never existed. My childhood nightmares. My grandmother's lullaby. The scar I got falling off my bike. She told me she'd been watching from outside the map, waiting for me to find the house. "We're never lost," she said. "You were guided." As I left, she handed me a small box. I drove off. GPS started working again. The fog cleared. Weeks passed. I couldn't find the road again. Last night, I finally opened the box. Inside was a photo. The old woman, younger, holding a baby. Written on the back, "To my grandson. I'll always be watching." And now, every time I feel lost, I smell cedar wood. I was hired to digitize old books for a historical society in a rural town I'd never heard of. They told me the collection was stored underground, in a room below the town's old cemetery. Strange place for books. But they paid well, so I said yes. The door to the archive was hidden beneath a small stone crypt. You had to lift the slab and take a narrow spiral staircase down into what felt like a forgotten catacomb. The walls were lined with books, thick, leather-bound, covered in dust and mold. Most weren't in English. Some didn't even use letters I recognized. but it was quiet, peaceful even. I worked alone till I started noticing gaps. Books that were there the day before were missing, and in their place, new ones appeared. At first I thought I was tired, misremembering. Then I opened one of the new books. It had my name on the inside cover. It wasn't a story, it was a log of everything I had done that day. What I wore, what I ate, what I thought, even the things I hadn't said out loud. Every day a new book showed up, and my fears. Every day the entries got more personal. They started writing about my dreams, things I had told no one. One day I brought a friend with me, just to prove I wasn't going crazy, but as soon as we got down there, she froze. She pointed to a book on the shelf. It had her name on it. Inside, a full transcript of a phone call she had never recorded. She ran. I stayed. I had to know who was writing them. That night, I stayed past midnight. The air got heavy, cold, like the stone was breathing. Then I heard it, the unmistakable sound of pages turning, not mine. I followed the sound to a corner of the room I hadn't explored. And there, seated in a stone chair, was a figure cloaked in black. No face, just hands. Pale, thin, endlessly flipping pages. Of a book with tomorrow's date on it. I didn't speak. I couldn't. The figure closed the book, looked toward me, then held it out. I didn't take it. A new one sat in its place. I left. And when I came back the next morning, the chair was empty. The book was gone, but on the shelf labeled, "The day he finally read ahead." I haven't opened it yet.